the GOAT, Mr. Never Seen 17, saying his final goodbyes this year. The man that we used to love, then hate for a very, very long time, and then just started recently loving again. The man who did the unthinkable and turned heel for the first time in a long time. And of course, the mascot for Fruity Pebbles everywhere, Mr. John Cena. He has 5 dates remaining. And WWE has already announced one of those, AJ Styles for Crown Jewel in Australia. But what of the remaining 4? Well, I'm here to give you my thoughts on what they should do. Hello everyone, my name is Daniel Strunk. Welcome to QuickTime Reactions, and welcome to How WWE Should Book, where I, a wrestling fan, try to book out a storyline that is happening in WWE, mainly for a couple of reasons. One, I am a wrestling fan, which means I never know any true happiness in my life, so I always have to concoct stories to try and make myself happy in some way. And number 2, and I am borrowing this from one Adam Blampier, but I am also a smartass. Ding. So, like I said, Mr. John Cena has only 5 dates left this year before he is officially retired. So, who are going to be his remaining 4 opponents? Because like I said, they've already announced at Crown Jewel it's going to be him and AJ Styles. Well, I got some ideas. And WWE, because you have to do it better. So, we are going to start off with where we are right now. We're heading towards Cena versus AJ Styles at Crown Jewel. Now, I don't know exactly where this will be placed on the card, because right now I believe we have 5 matches confirmed, which is usually the limit in the current WWE sphere of pay-per-views. We have our 2 Crown Jewel matches: Stephanie McCur versus Tiffany Stratton, Cody versus Seth, Roman versus Reed in a Australian street fight, Rhea and Io versus Asuka and Kairi, and then of course Cena and AJ. My assumption being that they could potentially open the show. Now, also Roman and Reed could also open the show as well. And then maybe Cena and AJ are the 3rd match. It'll just be very interesting to see how they order the card, essentially. But Cena and AJ is going to happen at Crown Jewel, and I predict that it is going to be another banger match between the 2 of them. These guys have had amazing matches. Think back to, what was it, Money in the Bank was their first one, and that one was pretty good, although I think it did have some Good Brothers interference, which led to a 6-man at, I think, Battleground 2016, I want to say. Well, it led to a 6-man with, I think, Enzo and Cass, I think, with AJ and the Good Brothers. And then, of course, it led to their singles match again at SummerSlam 2016, which was awesome. They had an even better match at Rumble 2017, which again was awesome. And I expect this match to be no different. And in the end, I do see Mr. Cena picking up the W in this instance. He will win against AJ Styles. So now it takes us down to 4. His next scheduled appearance is going to be Raw on November 10th, which is going to be held in Boston, Massachusetts, Cena's hometown. I have Cena opening up the show in Boston because, hey ho, why not? And Cena comes out and says, I'm glad to be home, and it's about, we're running out of time in this retirement tour, and soon enough I will be home on a permanent basis. But I think of all the accomplishments that I have had in my career: tag team champion, U.S. champion, world champion, WWE champion, Royal Rumble winner, Money in the Bank winner. There's one thing I have not done in my career, and that is win the Intercontinental Championship. So I am making a claim tonight that I will challenge for the Intercontinental Championship here in my hometown. Of course, this brings out the Judgment Day and Dirty Dominic Mysterio. And Dom says, you are entitled to nothing because I am the greatest Intercontinental Champion ever, and I'm the best luchador ever. I not only hold this, but I also hold the AAA Mega Championship. And you, on the other hand, you had to turn your back on the fans, which I don't mind. I don't mind you doing that because, these fans stink. But you turned your back on the fans. You abandoned your morals just to get number 17. What do you think you're going to have to do to take this belt off my hands? And Cena says, I did betray these people, but if I'm going to win that championship, there's only one way that I'm going to take that belt off your hands, and that is 1, 2, 3 in this ring. And Adam Pearce comes out and makes it official. Dirty Dominic Mysterio versus John Cena for the Intercontinental Championship. It's a really good match between the both of them. Of course, there's going to be a Judgment Day shenanigans, but of course, Mr. Super Cena, he is going to fight on the way back. I would give Dominic a near fall in the match to make it look like, he could actually retain it. But that will not be the case. Cena hits an AA and then picks him up again for another AA immediately after. 1, 2, 3. Cena wins the Intercontinental Championship and completes his set. He is now a grand champion in WWE. Because that is quite literally, I think, the only accolade left that Cena can accomplish. So why not give him one more cherry on top of his cake before he rides off into the sunset? A week later, he will make an appearance on Raw in MSG. Like the week before, he opens up the show with a promo saying, I did not think that I would ever hold this championship in my career. But, man, it feels really, really, really good to hold this championship. With this championship, I am now a Grand Slam champion in the WWE. But I may be on the downslope, but that doesn't mean that I'm not going to be a fighting champion. So tonight, I am putting my Intercontinental Championship on the line, and I am challenging anybody in the back to come out. And if you want some, then you better be ready to come get some. So I would have that IC title match kick off hour number 2 of Raw. And who should come out to challenge for the IC title? Say his name and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry. Joe Hendry makes his MSG debut, and he is going to be the man challenging John Cena for the Intercontinental Championship. This serves as twofold, really. One, it gets Hendry more experience. Well, I guess it would work threefold. One, Hendry more experience, or not experience. What's the word I'm looking for? More exposure. There we go. More exposure to the larger audience. Two, give Cena a dream match that he's not had on his retirement tour. And 3, it'll be Joe Hendry versus John Cena. And Hendry has said that he's wanted to wrestle Cena. And so, knocks out 3 birds with 1 stone. Perfect. So, these guys, of course, are going to go back and forth, and they're having an amazing match. But in the end, though, Mr. Cena is able to put away Mr. Hendry with an attitude adjustment. And much as in the same way that he won the title, it's an attitude adjustment followed by another attitude adjustment. So we make our way to Survivor Series. And who will be the man to challenge Mr. Cena for his Intercontinental title? Why, it would be one of the members of the Vision, Bronson Reed. In fact, after his match with Joe Hendry, Hendry leaves the ring, gives Cena to soak up the admiration of the New York crowd when he's ambushed by Bronson Reed and hits him with multiple tsunamis. So, gives you a little bit of build before their match at Survivor Series. Much in the same vein as the WrestlePalooza match, I would have Bronson dominate the match. Granted, I would give Cena a fair bit more hope spots in the match than what happened at WrestlePalooza, but give Bronson the majority of control. And in the end, I would have Reed hit the tsunami and win the Intercontinental title. Now you might be asking, why not Braun? Well, 2 reasons. One, Braun has already held the Intercontinental title, so I don't see a reason to put that belt back on him. And 2, while the prospect of Cena and Breaker as a match, I do like that. I see Braun having more of a factor in, because my assumption is it's going to be, and I would have Bronson probably working double duty. It would be like the Vision and a couple of other guys versus a babyface contingent for War Games as the men's War Games match. And I would have Bronson show up and show out in that War Games match. And slowly but surely build him towards a babyface turn against Seth. So, that would be my direction for Breakker. After the show, at like the post-show stuff, Cena makes his way to the desk, and he says, "Well, we only got one more left. Saturday night's main event, December 13th, in the nation's capital in Washington, D.C. I don't know who my opponent's going to be, and neither will the fans, because I am making an open challenge. If anybody wants to come and be my final opponent, you might as well get in line, because I know everybody and their mother is going to get in that line to try and be my final opponent. And it'll just be a roll of the dice for everybody. I will see you guys on December the 13th. So, that date rolls around. It's Saturday night's main event. And, of course, Cena's final match is the main event of the show. He grabs the mic and he says, "The end of a 25-year journey is coming to a close. But it is not meant to be sad. It is meant to be happy. We are going to be celebrating my career. We have been celebrating my career tonight on this show. But in the words of a younger man who is still inside, I still have enough ruthless aggression in me for one last match. So if anybody in the back has the same amount of ruthless aggression as I do, then come on out here, because if you want some, you better come get some." And whose music hits? It is the debuting Oba Femi. Oba Femi comes to the ring, does his strut down to the ring, and he gets into the ring, and the bell rings. Cena's final opponent, much in the same way Cena made his debut against the veteran Kurt Angle. Now, Cena's going to do the same for what is going to be undoubtedly WWE's next big star in Oba Femi. And much in the same way that his match with Bronson Reed went, Cena gets dominated. Now, granted, again, he has those hope spots, but Femi's just too powerful. This is the match where you put over Oba strong and make him a dominant force to be reckoned with in the company. And in the end, Oba hits his powerbomb and gets the 3 count, pins Cena. But in the end, Oba brings Cena to his feet, raises his arm, and he exits the ring to allow Cena to soak up the adulation of the Washington, D.C. crowd before he rides off into the sunset, having nothing else to prove. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That is who I would pit against Mr. John Cena in his final matches in WWE. I tried to find a nice balance of things left for Cena to do in his career, mixed with dream matches, mixed with putting over the future of the company, so on and so forth. Tried to do, all of the things that a retirement tour should do for a superstar. Not to say that what WWE has done with Cena's retirement tour this year has been bad. Some of it has been good. Some of it, though, has been, just a bit substandard, but I tried to do the best that I can with the little time that I have left for Cena's last matches. But what do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments below. Do you agree? Do you disagree with me on my booking? Let me know down in the comments below, and we can chat it up and maybe even discuss who you guys think Cena's final opponents will be inside of the company. But yeah, that is pretty much it for me, guys. Be safe out there, and remember, all you have to do to succeed in life is just have a little hustle, loyalty, and respect for everyone around you. Also, you can't see me. I'll catch you guys next time.